Welcome to Artistic Documentation. In these series we are providing courses to develop English speaking, understanding, and hearing knowledge. This is our fourth paragraph reading test. Paragraph 1. During the 14th century, Europe faced significant political changes that disrupted its overland trade routes to southern and eastern Asia. These routes had been crucial for Europe's profitable commercial connections with Asia since the 12th century. The unfavorable economic conditions further fueled the long-standing ambition to establish direct trade relations with the East through maritime routes. Reports from well-known figures like Marco Polo, though met with some skepticism, described the willingness of Chinese traders to engage with Europeans and the immense wealth that could be gained from such interactions. While the prospects for trade appeared promising, it was clear that the traditional land routes were no longer viable, necessitating the exploration of alternative means. Paragraph 2. The primary obstacle to reaching the East was technological in nature. Europe's maritime tradition had primarily developed in the context of navigable seas such as the Mediterranean, Baltic, and to a lesser extent, the North Sea. It had not prepared them for the vast expanses of the open ocean. To embark on this ambitious endeavor, new ship designs, navigation methods, and financing techniques were required. The scale of investment needed to initiate commercial expansion at sea was indicative of the potential profits that could be generated through east-west trade. Spices emerged as the most sought-after commodities, not only enhancing the flavor of European cuisine but also being essential in the production of perfumes and medicines. However, the transportation of these high-value goods necessitated large quantities to justify the expense and challenges of navigating around the African continent to reach India and China. Paragraph 3. During the Middle Ages, the dominant seagoing vessel was the galley, a long, low ship propelled primarily by oars and fitted with sails. However, its shallow hull and instability in rough waters rendered it unsuitable for long voyages to the east. Shipbuilders recognized the need for a new type of vessel that could navigate rough open waters, leading to the development of the caravel shortly after 1400. The caravel boasted a wider and deeper hull, enabling it to carry more cargo. Its increased stability allowed for the addition of multiple masts and sails. The largest caravels featured two main masts with large square sails that provided the primary thrust, while a smaller forward mast held a maneuverable triangular sail called a lateen sail.
Paragraph 4. Navigation instruments played a crucial role in enabling European explorers to embark on their maritime ventures. The astrolabe, introduced in the 11th century, served as the primary instrument for determining latitude by measuring the height of the sun and fixed stars. However, the challenge of determining longitude remained unresolved until the 18th century. By the early 13th century, Western Europeans also adopted the magnetic compass, which aided navigation when celestial observations were hindered by clouds. The refinement of maps through precise calculations and the accumulation of sailors' reports further improved the accuracy of navigation. Additionally, certain institutional and practical norms were established, including the Consulate of the Sea, a maritime code that originated in the 14th century Western Mediterranean region. This code defined matters such as the authority of ship officers, command protocols, pay structures, sailors' rights, and rules of engagement when encountering other ships on sea routes. By approximately 1400, Europe had assembled the key elements necessary to embark on its maritime adventure towards the east. QS1. The word ambition in paragraph 1 is closest in meaning to. Option A. Aspiration. Option B. Despair. Option C. Reluctance. Option D. Satisfaction. The correct answer is A. Aspiration. Ambition refers to a strong desire to achieve something, typically requiring determination and hard work, which is very similar in meaning to aspiration, or a hope or ambition of achieving something. QS2. According to paragraph 1, why was a new route to the east needed for European traders to follow? Option A. To reduce Europe's dependence on land routes. Option B. Because Chinese traders were offering better trade opportunities. Option C. To take advantage of Marco Polo's reported wealth. Option D. due to disruptions to established land routes caused by political changes. The correct answer is option D, due to disruptions to established land routes caused by political changes. Paragraph 1 likely discusses how traditional land routes to the east, such as the Silk Road, were affected by political instability or changes, prompting European traders to seek alternative sea routes to maintain access to Eastern goods. QS 3, according to paragraph 2, what was the biggest challenge that Europeans faced when creating a new system of trade with the East? Option A. The need for new ship designs and navigation methods. Option B. The cost of initiating commercial expansion at sea. Option C. The demand for spices and other high-value goods. Option D. The distance and challenges of navigating around Africa to reach Asia. The correct answer is option A. The need for new ship designs and navigation methods. Paragraph 2 clearly states that the primary obstacle was technological in nature, emphasizing that Europe's maritime tradition was not suited for open ocean navigation. It specifically highlights the need for new ship designs, navigation methods, and financing techniques to make the journey to the East possible. QS 4. Which of the sentences below best expresses the essential information in the highlighted sentence in the passage? Incorrect choices change the meaning in important ways or leave out essential information. Option A. The investment needed for commercial expansion demonstrated the possible gains from East-West trade. Option B. New financing techniques were required to cover the costs of initiating maritime trade. Option C. The scale of investment was a significant obstacle to reaching the East. Option D. Profits from East-West trade were used to fund commercial expansion at sea. The correct answer is option A. The investment needed for commercial expansion demonstrated the possible gains from East-West trade. The scale of investment needed to initiate commercial expansion at sea was indicative of the potential profits that could be generated through East-West trade. This means that the large investment required was justified by or reflected the high potential for profit, which is exactly what option A captures. QS 5. From paragraph 2, it is clear that during the Middle Ages, Europeans became attracted to Asian spices because they. Option A. Enhanced the flavor of European cuisine. Option B. Were necessary for the production of perfumes and medicines. Option C. Helped to establish new ship designs and navigation methods. Option D. Served as a source of financing for commercial expansion. The correct answer is option A. Enhanced the flavor of European cuisine. Spices emerged as the most sought-after commodities, not only enhancing the flavor of European cuisine but also being essential in the production of perfumes and medicines. While B is also mentioned, A comes first and is framed as a primary reason for the popularity of spices. The question asks why Europeans became attracted to spices. Enhancing food was the most immediate and relatable motivation. QS 6. According to paragraph 3, everything listed below that contrasts the caravel and the galley is accurate, except Option A. The galley had a shallow hull, while the caravel had a deeper hull for carrying more cargo. Option B. The galley relied primarily on oars for propulsion, whereas the caravel utilized multiple sails. Option C. The galley was unstable in rough waters, while the caravel had increased stability in such conditions. Option D. The galley featured a lateen sail for maneuverability, whereas the caravel used square sails for primary thrust. The correct answer is Option D. The galley featured a lateen sail for maneuverability, whereas the caravel used square sails for primary thrust. While A, B, and C accurately reflect common contrasts between galleys and caravels, D contains a misleading or inaccurate comparison. Galleys did use lateen sails, triangular, for maneuverability, which is correct. However, caravels often used a combination of lateen sails, for maneuverability, and square sails, for speed and thrust, depending on the design, e.g., lateen-rigged caravels like the Caravella Latina, or square-rigged like the Caravella Redonda. To claim that caravels used only square sails for primary thrust oversimplifies or distorts the versatility of their rigging, making D the inaccurate contrast. QS7. According to paragraph 3, what benefit did the caravel's lateen sail offer as a sailing vessel? Option A. It made the caravel more stable in rough waters. Option B. It allowed the caravel to carry more cargo. Option C. It provided increased thrust for the caravel. Option D. It offered better maneuverability for the caravel. The correct answer is option D. It offered better maneuverability for the caravel. Explanation. Paragraph 3 describes the lateen sail as an important feature of the caravel, specifically noting its role in enhancing maneuverability, especially when sailing against the wind, tacking. A and B refer to the hull design, not the sail. C would apply more to square sails, which were used for thrust and speed. QS8. Why does the author provide the details that Western Europeans also adopted the magnetic compass? Option A. To highlight the importance of celestial observations in navigation. Option B. To explain the origins of the consulate of the sea. Option C. To emphasize the role of maps in improving navigation accuracy. Option D. To demonstrate the various tools used when celestial navigation was difficult. The correct answer is option D. To demonstrate the various tools used when celestial navigation was difficult. The mention of the magnetic compass in the passage serves to show how Western Europeans adapted navigation tools to improve their ability to sail, especially when celestial observations, like stars or the sun, were not possible due to overcast skies or other limitations. Thanks for watching. I hope this can be helpful to you to improve understanding and listening experience. Good to see you soon in near future.